Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
February 3, 5:38 America, New York, Archbishop urges end to celibacy rules. The prominent German cardinal said some priests would be less lonely if the 12th century rules were loosened. In comments published on Wednesday by Süddeutsche Zeitung, Cardinal Reinhard Marx, the Archbishop of Munich, said that discussion was needed as to whether celibacy was still in the best interests of priests and the Catholic Church. February 3, 5:30 America, New York, to achieve common prosperity, Xi Jinping seeks to scale China's three big mountains. The Chinese leader's campaign is partly aimed at addressing rising costs of education, healthcare and housing, and if successful could strengthen his expected bid to seek a third term. February 3, 5:30 America, New York, Turkey, 19 migrants now found dead at border with Greece. Turkish authorities have found 7 more dead bodies near Turkey's border with Greece, raising to 19 the number of migrants who have frozen to death at the frontier. February 3, 5:27 America, New York, German vaccine panel backs second booster for high-risk groups. Germany's independent vaccination advisory panel says it is recommending a second vaccine booster shot for people aged 70 and above, among others particularly at risk from COVID-19. February 3, 5:21 America, New York, North Korea documentary makes rare admission that country is in the midst of food crisis. A new North Korean state media documentary discussed the country's food crisis, a glimpse into the realities on the ground amid mounting reports of pressures caused by the country's prolonged COVID border lockdown. February 3, 5:15 America, New York, Sweden joins others in announcing end of virus restrictions. Sweden is joining other European nations in saying it will drop coronavirus restrictions. February 3, 5:14 America, New York, civilian deaths reported in successful U.S. op in Syria. A counter-terrorism mission in the Idlib province is said to have involved a massive gun battle. February 3, 5:11 America, New York, explainer, France in sticky situation amid crisis with Mali. France is facing its toughest challenge in Africa in years. What to do about thousands of French troops stationed in junta-led Mali, the core of a major international anti-terrorism operation in the increasingly restive Sahel region. February 3, 5:07 America, New York, how the Trojan Horse affair affected British Pakistanis. A scandal in 2014, known as the Trojan Horse affair, exposed what it's like living in Britain as a British Pakistani. February 3, 5:02 America, New York, U.S. sees Iran's nuclear program as too advanced to restore key goal. The Biden administration expects a restored nuclear deal would leave Iran capable of amassing enough fuel for a bomb in a shorter time frame than the one that underpinned the 2015 agreement, U.S. officials said. February 3, 5 o'clock America, New York, Xi's Games, Beijing Winter Olympics test China's supreme leader. The sporting event is a chance to cast China as a global leader and regain lost international goodwill, but it's not without risk. February 3, 5 o'clock America, New York, Putin, facing sanction threats, has been saving for this day. Since paying the price for annexing Crimea in 2014, Russia has tried to make its economy sanctions-proof, hoarding currency to insulate the country. In Moscow on Wednesday. February 3, 4:52 America, New York, poison cocaine kills at least 20. A further 74 were seriously injured after taking the adulterated substance in Buenos Aires. More than 20 people are understood to have died and a further 74 hospitalized on Wednesday evening after taking what is believed to have been tainted cocaine in Buenos Aires province, Argentina. February 3, 4:38 America, New York, live with the virus? For Australians, it's taken some getting used to. Australia once stamped out every COVID outbreak. Now it's done with all that. The policy U-turn, and the soaring case numbers, caught many off guard. Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, last month. February 3, 4:38 America, New York, live with the virus? For Australians, it's taken some getting used to. Australia once stamped out every COVID outbreak. Now it's done with all that. The policy U-turn, and the soaring case numbers, caught many off guard. Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, last month. February 3, 4:38 America, New York, Winter Olympics open amid walls, masks and clouds of disinfectant. With few spectators and strict security to separate China's population from Olympic visitors, the Games are subdued. February 3. 4:05 America New York, Jeff Bezos' superyacht will see historic bridge dismantled. Rotterdam says the world's richest man will foot the bill to remove part of the historic bridge. February 3, 4:01 America New York, New Zealand announces plan to reopen to the world after nearly 2 years of coronavirus travel restrictions. The reopening will begin with fully vaccinated New Zealanders coming from Australia and is expected to gradually expand until all pandemic travel restrictions are lifted by October, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said. February 3. 3:42 America New York, 4 troops, 15 separatists killed in twin attacks in Pakistan. Pakistan's interior minister says separatist insurgents launched twin attacks on military posts hours apart in the southwestern Baluchistan province, triggering intense firefights that killed 4 soldiers and 15 assailants. February 3. 3:36 America New York, Year of the Tiger overshadows the Olympic panda. In Beijing, the Lunar New Year has been a bigger preoccupation for many residents, while others have gone back to their hometowns for the holiday. In Beijing on Monday. February 3. 3:19 America New York, Met Chief, on notice, by London Mayor after report on police conduct. Sadiq Khan was furious to learn officers harbored misogyny and racism. London Mayor Sadiq Khan and Cressida Dick, Chief of the Metropolitan Police, had an urgent 90-minute talk on Wednesday to discuss cases of racism, sexism, and bullying within the ranks identified by a watchdog. February 3. 3:18 America New York, Afghanistan, female activist latest to be arrested by Taliban after protests. This is the latest in a string of alleged arrests of women that have sparked huge outcry from rights groups. February 3, 3:14 America New York, German Archbishop backs loosening Catholic celibacy rules. A prominent German archbishop has advocated loosening celibacy rules for Catholic priests in comments published ahead of a meeting of a German Reform Assembly. February 3. 3:14 America New York, at least 13 killed in northern Syria after U.S. counterterror operation, local first responders say. The Pentagon said there were no U.S. casualties, but the White Helmets said that they had found the bodies of at least 6 children and 4 women.